It's time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone. Bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Welcome back to Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones, and we've got Hatch at the helm of co-hosting. What's going on, Hatch?
I've had a busy weekend.
You have been busy.
Yes.
Like, I have asked you to come smoke once, and you said no. You didn't show up at the Leaf.
No.
And you're entertaining family.
Yes.
That's always a blast.
Let me tell you, just nonstop. And then I was moving furniture for 2 days straight. So
Ow.
family and furniture. That's the theme of my weekend.
So, why were you moving furniture?
Oh, moving it out of one house to put into a garage sale. I'm moving out of my office to, also got to deal with all that. You're taking some of my furniture.
Oh, I know. I
Other
need to get
people
rid of
are
this.
giving me, so.
Hey, folks, if you're in the neighborhood and you want a free couch, there you go. Larry is sold separately. So anyway, let's talk about what we're smoking, what we're drinking, and I'll let you go first.
I've got the world famous Tabanero. What did you call this one earlier?
That's actually the Big Daddy Yeah, that's the Big Daddy 6x60. It's the sun grown, and it's the same blend. So how does it smoke compared to the other ones?
I like the flavor because it's the same, obviously. I prefer a smaller one. That's just going to be my preference. So
You heard it there first, folks.
Woo!
All right. Anyway, I'm smoking the Jester by Viva La Vida. Everybody knows the Viva La Vida Artisanal tobacco. This is my favorite out of all of the La Vida.
I haven't seen you smoke that in a while. Has
It's been a minute.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a long minute. And, I was in the humidor at the Leaf yesterday, and I saw that. I was like, I ain't smoked a Viva La Vida in a while.
Oh.
So jumped on that. And then tell everybody what we're drinking.
Do we have early times? Is that what we poured?
We are drinking early
Okay,
times,
yes.
folks. We are,
many options.
Ball and Bond. Now, they make a early times that's not Ball and Bond, right? Have you ever tried that one? I have not either, and I'm kind of scared to because I know how much I love the Ball and Bond. And, I mean, what's the price point on the non-bottle and bond? Yeah, $15.
Yeah.
And is that a liter bottle also, or is that a fifth? Do you know? Larry doesn't know. So the Ball and Bond comes in the liter bottle, and normally you can find it anywhere between 21 to 30. No, less than $30. If you're paying 28 or up, you're probably getting screwed. Now, I did see it at a liquor store for $39, and I was like, that's bullshit. So I turned around and left that shop. Now, that shop also had the E.H. Taylor, and they had it Ball and Bond. They had it priced at $160, and I was like, I start walking out, and the guy's like, hey, can I help you? And I was like, not a chance. So then I left and went over to Doc's, and Doc's liquor store in Lubbock, Texas. They had the early times for 21, the old tub for 18, and the E.H. Taylor Ball and Bond for 45.
Score.
I drove back by the other shop and was like, yeah, look what I got. All right, I didn't do that, but I thought about it. So anyway, this is one of my favorite bourbons. Have you got on board with the early times?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, to me, it's probably one of the sleeper bourbons that a lot of people don't know about.
I honestly was not familiar with it until I guess Larry first brought it around. So I would say in the last couple of years, it's been something we drink on a very regular basis.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't even know how regular. Larry knows. But
it's like a go-to at this
It is a go-to because at that price, I mean, I honestly think it's as good or better than most bourbons at the $40 price point.
Agreed, yes.
And so because it's so good, it's hard for me to go buy a bottle that's $40. Like, you know how much I love the Contradiction. It's about $42. And I'm like, I like it, but it's really not better than the early times Ball and Bond. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Would you agree?
I would agree, yes.
So it's like for me to go out and buy something that's not early times, it's probably going to be, what's the old tub Ball and Bond, which I can get for $18-19, but it's not as good as the early times. It's good, but it's not as good. And then you jump into something like, the E.H. Taylor Ball and Bond. Okay, that is better to me, but it's also very hard to find. So anyway, that's yeah, and we got the liter bottle. So I mean, you're getting more than the $40 bottle that's a fifth. How much is a liter compared to a fifth? Is that like a more? It's more. It's the Larry's official answer is it's more. Yeah, all right. We don't need to know all that. Yeah, but I feel like you're making shit up. I think it's about 28 ounces. So anyway, hey, we got a special guest on the show today. We have an interview with Micky. And I you know what? We have a special intro song to his interview, but he owns All Saints Cigars. Now, I have just now found out about All Saints Cigars, and I have not actually ever had one. Have you?
No.
Did you ever hear of it?
No. Why do you not have any?
All right, I dropped the ball. Golly, I'm working on it.
Tell Micky to send us some.
Larry, have you had an All Saints? We really screwed up and didn't ask for one that night. We should have because they look delicious. I went online and looked them, scoped them out, and they're getting great reviews. And so anyway, we got Micky on the show. He's coming up here in a little bit, and you're not going to want to miss his interview. He's a very charismatic individual.
Really? Okay.
Yes, he really is. I'm going to leave it at that. He'd be like, nah, I don't want you to do my interview ever again. So anyway, we're going to do this week's show. We've got the McAuliffe Minute, and we're going to be taking a call during the intermission. And then once we take the call, well, maybe it won't be an intermission. If you call during the show, we're going to answer the first one. After that, I'm not answering any more calls because we're going to actually have you plugged into the show. And so if you call and you get through, we're going to send you the little, cigar and swag pack. And so right now, let's jump into this week's top three for you, top three for me. You want me to go first?
You go first. I need to think of mine.
So I revisited a few cigars this week that it's been a minute. And first one was the Crowned Heads Mil Dias.
I haven't had that one.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Yes, you have. It's the cigar with the white band with the M on it.
Yes.
Red M.
Yes.
That's a really good cigar.
That is.
And why is Larry laughing? He's like, this is a joke. Anyway, then after that, I did have one of the Tabanero Sun-Growns, but I had it in the Robusto.
Yeah.
Great cigar. That's probably one of my top go-tos. It's right there neck and neck with the Medallia.
I had one of those a few weeks ago.
Which one?
The one you just said, the Robusto.
Oh, from Tabanero. Yeah, that's a great cigar. And, for me, you know how much I love the Medallia. Like, those two cigars are different from each other, but also so perfect as a go-to cigar.
Definitely.
Price point's good. They smoke perfectly every time because both companies test draw their cigars. If you don't test draw your cigars, I don't understand why.
I don't either.
I mean,
why would you not do that?
You know what? If you want to test draw all your cigars and raise the price for $1, I'm still good with that.
I am
because
too.
I pay more for some cigars and they haven't been test drawn, and then I cut it and I can't even smoke it because it's so tight.
Okay, so I saw this week you tried the Roma Craft, one that I had talked about
did.
last. What'd you think?
Well, if you'd let me get to my third...
Damn it. Go ahead.
It is my third cigar of the week. I took pictures. I showed everybody I was smoking it. It's a beautiful cigar. And it was very unique because it wasn't like, and tell everybody what the name of it is.
Oh, gosh.
Quentin Tarantino, something like that. Starts with a Q, folks. It's 19 letters long. Now, do you know why they made that cigar?
It was for Skip's birthday.
Skip Martin's 50th birthday. So happy birthday to Skip. I reached out to Mike Rosales to try to get him on the show. And folks, if you know Mike Rosales, send him a message and say, hey, Rob's trying to get a hold of you. I don't know if he has me blocked or what, but he's a really cool dude.
Oh, cool.
Now, Skip, I've asked him 100 times to be on the show, and he's always busy.
You've been rejected.
Yeah, it's not the first time. But anyway, yeah, happy birthday to Skip. It's a really good cigar. But what was nice was it wasn't the powerhouse like the Cro-Magnon, the Aquitaine, the Intemperance even. It's probably a medium, maybe a little bit of a plus.
Was yours a perfect draw too?
Oh, yeah.
Mine was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great looking stick, too.
Yeah,
that oily leaf, really nice, really nice. So I hope you've been over there thinking of what your three are, because you sound like you've just been chiming in on my shit.
That's right.
Do we need to circle back around?
No. Okay, so mine, I've had, I guess the two I've had today, I had two Padrones, actually. I had the Exclusivo. I had it this morning at about 5:30 outside.
5:30 in the morning?
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
You're
The weather
sitting
was
outside.
perfect.
Exactly. It's
I know.
perfect.
I'm down. Yeah, that's like,
You got some coffee. Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
if you got coffee, and it's like, in Texas, folks, 5:30 in the morning is basically the coolest it's gonna get.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so, was there like almost a little chill in the air?
I actually today I put on a light jacket.
Woo! Yeah, I dig smoking outside when I get the opportunity, but I'm very much, what's a good word for it, Larry, that's not, rated X? Jackass. No, that doesn't fit. This anyway, I'm a tenderfoot. How about that? There we go. I'm a tenderfoot, and so if it's outside, I got to have perfect weather. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be too hot, can't be too cold.
Tomorrow morning, get up. Go sit outside.
You know what? You don't know how often at 5:30 in the morning I'm still up. Yeah. I think last night I went to bed at 4. No, it was after 5.
Are you serious?
When I went in the house and found me a little snack at 5:04. Had my snack, and then you know what I had? I had grapes.
Who eats grapes at 5 in the morning?
Well, it helps you hydrate.
That's it. You could just drink water, go to bed.
I was drinking water and eating grapes. Gosh. All right, what's your number 2?
All right, number 2, Padron Hermoso, one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites.
Did you get the Maduro or the natural?
No,
Okay.
I take it back. I had the natural. I'll take it back.
And which one do you prefer?
I actually prefer the natural.
Do you really?
Yes. Most people prefer the Maduro, but I always smoke it outside and in the mornings. And
great smoke.
Yeah.
And especially with coffee.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, for 5:30 in the morning with coffee, I would probably go with the natural as well.
Okay, that's what I did.
Now, in the evening when I want to drink a bourbon, I would probably prefer the Maduro.
So the ones that I always typically buy the naturals because I know I'm going to be smoking them in the morning with coffee, and that's just the flavor blend and profile that I prefer. So,
what kind of coffee are you drinking?
I have an espresso maker.
Ooh!
So,
do you like steam it and put milk in it and
heck
shit?
Yeah.
Wow! Did you know this?
Now I like Folgers
some people
too.
aren't invited over at 5:30 in the morning for espresso.
No, not espresso, Nespresso with an N.
Oh, like the George Clooney thing.
I don't know.
He advertises for them.
Does he? Okay,
Nespresso.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
It's basically a fancier K-cup. We'll call it that.
Oh.
By fancier, it's a little bit more expensive.
All right. So it's not an espresso machine. Oh, I thought you had like the steamer
I'm not doing a bougie coffee morning at 5:30 in the morning. No.
I was impressed, weren't you? Now I'm not interested. Nespresso.
Move on.
What is that, like Nestle's Quick? All right. What's your next cigar?
All right. Next cigar, I'm going to go with the Crowned Heads Tennessee Whiskey.
Ooh. Tennessee Waltz.
Tennessee Waltz.
The
I love that
orange
whiskey.
band.
See, we've been talking about whiskey too much.
Now, do you prefer that one over the Yellow Rose?
No.
Okay, I was going to like, because if you are, I'm thinking you're smoking crack
No.
in between cigars.
So we'll do those as the top 3. I like Padrones in the mornings. That's kind of my go-to. And then anything else later on in the day.
So you really like focus on, now how often are you smoking at 5:36 in the morning?
That early, not very often, but typically 6:30 to 7 on a regular basis.
Like how many days a week?
5.
Wow, I'm impressed. Aren't
It's peaceful. It's so peaceful, especially
And are
in
you on the
Texas.
back patio?
I'm on my front porch.
Okay,
I'm like an 80-year-old person. That's what I am.
we're aware. We are.
Nobody
aware.
wants to sit on their front porches anymore. I'm bringing it back.
Well, I thought that I would do that in this house because one of the
You have a
reasons.
gorgeous front porch.
One of the reasons we bought this house was because the front porch was exactly what I wanted. Because when my parents both passed, my parents had a craftsman style house. It was 2-story, but it had this. The front porch was half as big as this room. It was that big. And in Lubbock, I don't know if you know, but in Lubbock, Texas, it can be 104 and Abilene be 104, but at 8:30 in the evening, because they're higher altitude and they're coming down off of the mountains in New Mexico, they get this amazing cool breeze and like they have zero humidity.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Like when I moved to Abilene from Houston, I was like, Abilene has no humidity. But then when I went up to Lubbock, I was like, oh, Abilene's humid as shit in comparison. But like when both my parents passed, me, my brother, and Tim, and we were all hanging out on the front porch smoking cigars and drinking bourbon and raising hell. And it was awesome.
Hey, guys.
And so we bought this house afterwards, and I was like, I got to have that porch.
And how many smokes and coffees have you had out there?
I've probably only had about 20.
Wow.
And we've lived here for 6 years. So, but it is a great thing. When, I have the studio, it's hard for me not.
I know.
And plus, when I'm out here, I can do other shit while I smoke. But what I love about you sitting on the patio is you're actually getting to enjoy that cigar without distractions.
Exactly.
Where's your phone?
I'll bring it out with me, and then eventually, and I've actually started bringing my iPad just to like read the news and stuff. So after I've kind of been out there for a while.
I see. So for me, it's like leave the phone in the house. But see, what y'all don't know is Casey's so important in this town that she could be like called up at any moment and people be like, oh, we need you to come save the world. Am I right, Larry? Yes. Thank you. He said yes, folks. Anyway, hey, we are going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I'll have Mickey, not Mikey. Mikey likes it. Mickey makes it. Anyway, we'll be right back after a short break. Thank you guys for hanging through the break. We have a special guest with us, Micky Pegg from All Saints Cigars.
Why am I special? Because I came on.
Dan
the short
said
bus?
you're special.
The short bus I came in on.
He didn't tell me why. I asked him, and he said you'll figure it out when he comes over here.
Okay.
So, did you ride the short bus?
Pretty much all through elementary school.
Yeah, me through junior high.
Yeah.
So, anyway, man, I didn't even know you guys had like started working together.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. It's funny. It's like the East Coast meets Southwest or whatever.
Texas.
Yeah. So from an impact standpoint, it's been very good.
And so, how did you guys meet?
Tinder.
Dan, I knew he was on there, but I didn't know he was looking at both ways.
I was trying to swipe left. He came up on the right. So, no, it's funny because we're on obviously a podcast right now. It was like the circuit of the cigar shows and stuff like that, and sidebar. And a lot of people in the industry, we all kind of talk offline.
Sure.
About certain things, and we were always just kind of talking on the sidelines. And sometimes we were at home and next thing you know, we started with Facebook Messenger, texting, all these different things, and then what's your phone number? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning after being on some kind of show, and we just started having conversations, and kind of took off from there.
And where did you live?
I live in Havertown. So I was born in Havertown, Pennsylvania, which is Delaware County, just west of Philadelphia.
Okay.
I grew up in Daytona Beach, Florida, actually Ormond Beach. Migrated north to go to college in Washington, D.C., where I met my wife. We went to Catholic University. I have 2 daughters there now, which is
nice.
Funny. Sorry, because I'm breathing heavy into this microphone. And
I was enjoying that. Thanks.
No, that just sounds like that guy trying to. So we actually have 2 daughters there now. So it was just.
How old are your daughters?
The ones I know about are a junior and a sophomore in college, and a junior in high school.
Okay, so you got 3 that you know of.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
We're not a lot of spring breaks.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I've been there. Have you done the me and 23 DNA thing yet?
Yes, and nobody's knocked on our door yet.
Wow.
So.
When me and my wife did it, and I was scared shitless. I was like, I'm going to have to tell her some shit.
Yeah. Sis, I got to tell you.
So, how long you been in the cigar industry? I heard you got experience.
Yeah, a long time. But when you it's like anything. You're only as good as your last move or your last visit or anything you've ever done before. Had a nice run, got out for a little bit. So, a lot of my old friends like Renee downstairs from, Lafayette and all that stuff, that kind of helps you. But there's a lot of new people. And the industry's really seriously evolved from when I kind of made a little bit of a statement.
Now, what year did you get into it? Do you remember?
1989.
Wow.
I was a junior in college. Long story. So basically, I was fetching cigars for a senator, and David Berkebile, who still owns Georgetown Tobacco, gave me an opportunity to come in and finally said, "Do you want to work here?" I'm like, "I can't afford this shit." Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I did. And what happened was I was thinking I was chasing a career in politics, and Davidoff came. They were going from a brokerage to a direct sales force, and I had the opportunity to take that and just I just hyper accelerated after that.
Nice. And talk about a good pedigree.
My pedigree was pretty fucking awesome.
You're with Davidoff right out the gate.
Pedigree, not the way I was born, but my pedigree. So when I was at Georgetown Tobacco, it's still there. It's still a beautiful store. This is back when everything was cash and carry. And there's only 2 types of tobacco shops back then. Cigar shops that sold pipes and pipe stores that sold cigars.
Oh, no kidding.
And I came in right after a generation where it was mandatory that you had to buy your tobacco from a distributor. It was just a government taxation thing, and that all kind of changed. I came in at the tail end of that. And, then I go to Davidoff as a sales rep out in the field. And then next thing you know, I'm national sales manager at CAO, when it's a family-owned business. Next thing you know, I'm VP and on the blending team. Did such a great job, they sold. A year later, I'm gone. A year after that.
So were you bummed out when they got bought up?
Not when they got bought up. I thought that I was going to somehow figure out some kind of longevity in that. And I was already flying in on the weekends, back to Philadelphia where I moved my wife from, grad school. I was doing the weekend warrior thing at the University of Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
So, and that was all paid for by CAO. So very generous family. They took very good care of me and the sales. If you look at the sales team today, they're all out there. They're all national sales managers now, like Brian McGee, Miguel Shodell, Ed Trevino, Barry Bennett, a lot of greats.
So who taught you how to do the sales business?
The sales business probably started when I was a kid.
Okay.
My first, I worked for my grandfather.
And what kind of business was that?
He owned a manufacturing business in Florida where he made hubcaps. So I think the first time I was in a leadership role, I was 14 or 15 years old,
Wow.
and I had to take all the crooks and the prisoners and all the people that are on parole, take them over to a payphone with a handful of quarters and tell them to call the parole officer.
Wow.
And they fucked with me. I told them, like, listen, I make one phone call, you're back in the can.
You're like, I don't have to give you a quarter.
No,
Or
it
actually
wasn't
a
like
dime.
and like, oh, you're the granddaddy's baby and all that shit. I'm like, listen, I ain't got time for this.
You're like, I'm here to perform. It doesn't matter who I'm related to.
Well, my job when I worked for my grandfather, I moved raw material. So it was just before that whole just-in-time kind of theory was coming in and things like that. And one of the things I think why my grandfather had to get out of that business was because he thought just-in-time was bullshit. But
When you say just in time, you're talking about the logistic and the warehouse storage and
all that
right,
stuff.
which came from Toyota, basically.
Toyota and then IBM, obviously, they embraced that to another level. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen the repercussions of that type system in the last few years.
In the manufacturing business I'm in there's no just in time. If you did just in time,
You're out of business.
you're out of business.
You're just out of business.
I was talking to Renee down there, from Smoker's Haven, and we're like, how much inventory does a successful retailer have to carry? It's anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million. That's a real number.
Yeah.
And you're talking about guys that are busting their ass to get a mortgage, living a good lifestyle, but wow,
Do you have cigars in the Leaf in Abilene, Texas?
Not yet.
Okay.
That was a pretty arrogant statement, wasn't it? I haven't met those guys. I know they're
gold.
They're gold. It's one of McAuliffe's favorite shops.
That's our home shop.
Brandon Luna talks about that all the time. So
They are a great shop.
we were trying to pinch that in on this little herf trip, and I said to Luna, I'm like, well, fuck, let's go out there and let's tell the story. He goes, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you wanted to be stuck down here and all this shit. But.
Well, when you walk into their humidor, I call it walking into the Noah's Ark because it's freaking huge. It's long, it's all cedar, and there's cigars and cigars and cigars. And so you're talking about a businessman having to carry this much inventory. That takes a lot of balls.
I don't know. I think I just lost the audio. Yeah, I mean, I love balls in a sense that I double down. I've never really been a true entrepreneur until this. I own All Saints, and then
when did you create All Saints?
It's always been in my head at one point, but officially 2017.
Okay.
So I went down to the factories. I have a long-standing relationship with a lot of people down there. Go down to 2017. Get all excited. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start priming. I'm taking burritos back to practice at home because I'm a blender. I'm not a master blender. But you have to practice at home.
I thought you were going to say, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
Yeah, no. I'm a Marriott guy. No. So, yeah. So what were we talking about? Blending?
Well, you started the business in 2017, even though it had been in your head because you've been working in the cigar industry so long. And
I was, and I got out for a hot minute. And then what happened was we thought I was going to be down in the factories in 18. But the political climate for Nicaragua and everything that was going on down there was not a good time to be down there. And so I didn't get down there until 19, spent a lot of time down there working on blends.
And then COVID hit.
COVID hit back in February 2020. Well, that's when we knew something was coming, right? At what capacity do we know? We really didn't know. For me, I can't talk about the rest of the world.
Sure.
I really didn't pay attention to it until like around St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
And that was the day, being All Saints, we're going to do our press release. We're a bunch of fucking drunks, so we're like, oh, St. Patrick's Day, what a great day. It's our favorite saint. Let's get the press release out on that day. So we backed off of that, obviously, and we didn't go into panic mode. We never, ever went into panic mode. we had a lot of what the F conversations. What are we going to do? What are we going to maintain it? We were not overextended at that point financially, which was a good thing.
Yeah, always.
We're still not. I mean, that's why now I have the sales force, because we're fine. I just don't have $1.3 million all in, all expenses to pay for a sales force. And I get that from McAuliffe.
Right. And it all worked out together because you are teaching and helping and leading, and they are supporting.
You think so?
I mean, that's the rumor that Dan was spreading.
No, I love
your
it.
experience and your expertise.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Like, my current CRM is an Excel sheet in my calendar. My calendar is where I'm going to be, and it turns into where I was.
It's your future and your history.
It's my future that I think I'm going to do, and then it turns into the reality of what I did, so I can go back and find it at some point.
Gotcha.
Not as quick as you could with a more sophisticated CRM. I joke that it's a CRM, but it's not a CRM. Yeah.
Gotcha. So how's it gone? I mean, 2017, you're sitting right here at the McAuliffe open house in 2023.
Yeah.
Things have gone good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly quick. As soon as we got to the situation that we're going to be in this situation, I called my wife and I said, I'll see you at Thanksgiving. And it's not the first time I've said her when I've built something. Said to my wife, Kimmy, I said, I'll see you at Thanksgiving. And within 48 hours, I was on the road, out traveling with these guys.
How long you been married?
24 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know how to make 24 years of
I've
marriage
been at 28.
Work? You know how to make it work?
I do. We spend a lot of time apart.
Yeah, 12 years in a hotel room. So,
all the long marriages I know, it's because the number one thing is we spend a lot of time apart.
Yes. So it was funny because the first week on the job, we had this guy, and I will go out and work with him, and I'm talking to some buddies, and they're like, so, on that Monday, they're like, so how's it going? And I go, well, he quit. The first guy I traveled with, because I was known kind of a hard ass, but I protect my boys. And they're like, how'd it go? I'm like, well, supposedly, he quit. He went on to another job. So
I think that's the way most successful stories work, is because what I respect is, yeah, you're a hard ass, but you have your people's backs.
Oh, Dan will tell you. I call up, scream, and we haven't even been working together that long.
Yeah, I know. I was blown away.
If there's 1 millimeter of something's going wrong with my sales guys, I don't think they're treated the right way. I raise fucking holy hell. Because if those guys get paid, and they are getting paid. Like, there's no other, like, it's just other stuff. Yeah.
Well, my whole thing is, and I in my regular career, which I don't talk about, but I manage a lot of guys.
Come on, he's a porn star. He's a fluffer for lesbian porn, and we all know this.
Well, Larry likes to just call it gay porn, but I appreciate you putting a spin on it.
So you're happy at the job, gay?
Yeah.
Well, I told you.
There's no gag orders here.
No pun intended. All right, Gimp. I told you, the most important thing that I'm doing right now is I'm working on my second million. The first one didn't work out so well, so I thought I'd work on the second.
And how's that going? You're still here?
I'm still here. I'm talking to you guys. If I made I'd be on the Mediterranean right now.
Oh, I can completely respect that too. By the way,
yeah.
So going forward, All Saints.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to be offensive to you, but a lot of people find me very offensive. I've never smoked an All Saints. Like, what background did you bring into creating that brand?
Well, since you're finally out of jail yesterday, I'll make sure you smoke an All Saints. No, we're still coming to market. Well,
you don't have your cigars in Abilene yet.
No,
and that's my home shop.
No, it's just not Abilene. It's Texas. It's bigger than Abilene.
Okay.
Not that I think anything else is bigger than Abilene, because I heard that's the center of the universe, and I totally am not going to disagree with that.
That's at 1166 North 2nd, folks.
So yeah, we're just now starting to come into Texas. We're starting to go west. So there's a lot of people that see.
I've heard of them, but I just haven't had them. I've seen them in magazines or online.
Right. Yeah. So that's this is the exposure that we need to put together.
And when you say All Saints Cigars, like, tell me what I should imagine it to be. I mean, are we talking about, full blown double Lajero? Or are we talking about Sumatras? Are we talking about sun growns? Like, do you have a niche?
Yeah. So I think the niche is authenticity, having a background, doing this and trying to deliver something to the consumer. The most important part of this whole process is the consumer, and being totally respectful of the conduit of how it comes to market, like the retailer. But not every retailer is going to do everything they need to do for a certain brand. They get
very complacent on where they are.
I know.
They're not going to promote some new brand.
I'm not going to call them complacent. What I would say is they have their hands full.
Okay, that's fair.
We're concerned with one company. They're concerned about a bunch of companies. They're concerned about taking care of themselves in an altruistic way. They have to pay their mortgage. They have to pay their staff. They have to do that. So what can we do to make it exciting for them?
And they're paying for all their cigars up front, hoping they sell.
Well, some of them do.
Okay, well.
Fucking jackasses. No, so, that's us. What we have to do as a brand owner to make sure, or a manufacturer, or both, to make sure that you're delivering something that's compelling. So it's back to your original question. What makes us different? I think the biggest thing that makes us different is the authenticity of me being in it. I'm all in the blends. So when I say the blends, I'm in an interview like this or a conversation like this. Can I get into all the science and all the fun of it? Yes, I could.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't claim to be a cigar aficionado. I'm just a guy that loves cigars.
You're the perfect guy or person that we're going after. Do you like it? How much would you pay for it?
On our show of Cigar Talk, when we do cigar reviews, this is my review. Oh, I like it. Or, nah, it's not for me. And I might say why. And usually if I don't like a cigar, it's not so much the cigar blend, which there are some blends that I'm not a fan of, but in general, it's construction. Construction is 90% of the cigar for me.
Yeah, so that's interesting you say that, because construction issues have all but gone away.
They've gotten a lot better, but there's still a few.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, some of the big brands I've smoked here and there, which I don't often smoke a lot of the bigger brands, Monte Cristo, so to speak. I'm not. I used to knock Monte Cristo a lot because I'm not that fan.
Right.
But they do have a few cigars I really like. And it's a very few. But their construction on those cigars are fantastic. And then I have some other cigars that I smoked. I'm not going to mention their names. But by the time we're halfway through the show, my cigar looks like, 1944 when they blew up the atomic bomb.
Right.
Just...
They look frazzled.
Yes. And it's like, that's not enjoyable for me. Or if it's too tight, I can't even smoke it. Or if it's tunnel burning. What causes tunnel burning? Can you help me on that?
Yeah, so the biggest thing you got to do when you blend is combustion.
That is my phone.
I love it. It's a combustion issue. You got to make sure the tobaccos match up. So usually tunneling is you have a dryer, just to make it simple, you have a dryer tobacco inside of a wetter tobacco.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of issues. Bunching is one of them. A bunch of other issues. But that's usually you have older tobacco inside of younger tobacco.
Oh.
That's the easiest way to say it.
Okay. That
doesn't necessarily, I'm just trying to dumb it down as much as I can.
Oh, yeah, and I appreciate it because the more you dumb it down, the more I understand. Now, let me ask you something. When you get a cigar and you realize that it's tunnel burning, what do you do with that cigar?
If it's my cigar, I hope nobody's looking and I throw it away. just give up.
No, I got techniques, bro.
Yeah.
So I take the cigar and I take all four fingers, or my thumb and my two fingers, and I squeeze it together and I puff to get it caught back on fire through that small entryway.
I've never heard that, but
I'm poor and I'm cheap. Okay, I'm not poor, but I'm still cheap.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Because it's a construction issue.
Get another cigar.
Now, I will do that if it's too tight.
I would not smoke the same brand if you bought multiple, because simply that happens. It's natural that it's probably a quality control issue that's in like one little batch.
Sure. I give people more than one chance.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, oh, one time and you're done. That's not fair. Yeah. You're talking about a handmade product.
So you're not talking about your prom night. You're talking
No. Yeah.
Gotcha.
My I don't like to talk about my prom night. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
It's like 3 minutes, huh? It's like, hey, I'm quick. Right. Some of my best work was in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So going forward with McAuliffe, you're working with their sales force.
Yeah. Well,
that you are working together.
Yeah, it's very similar to Fuente and JC Newman. One sales force selling two different kind of portfolios and separate invoicing.
And it makes complete sense, though. I mean, you already have a guy out there.
In some cases, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for you.
I'm freaking ecstatic. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So anybody that has a brand that comes to market and has strong organic growth, it takes 7 to 8 years for them to get a direct sales force. That's what happened to us at CAO when I took them from a broker to a direct sales force. That was Davidoff, which is a long historical background. Rocky Patel, where all my cigars are made, in one of his factories. So you have these conversations. We're not even at year 4 yet, and a COVID year,
and now you have a sales force.
Yeah, and they're all rock stars. I mean, it's all anchored by Andy and what he had done to kind of navigate this to where we are today. So
yeah, Andy's a rock star. Luna's a rock star. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of their guys.
Yeah.
Have you heard Luna do Schwarzenegger?
Yes, I have. It's very good. Yes.
I'm like, dude, I got to get you on the show just to do that.
Yeah, he does a bunch of...
he's got voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Most of them are in his head, but, the ones that come to fruition are pretty funny, too.
I have no voices other than my own except for the ones in my head.
As long as you don't answer them, you're fine.
You know what? I did a lot of drugs in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, you in the 60s?
Yeah, I was born in 69 and my parents both did drugs.
Oh, so you're a product.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was born, I was high.
Yeah.
So, 1960. What year were you born? I was going to guess 67.
No.
What year?
68.
Oh, well, that's close. Damn it. I mean, just because you said what
you're getting ready. I saw your face. You were going to say 64, and I was going to come over and fucking...
No. I always he looks younger.
I'm already going through like an age complex right now. I don't need any help from you.
Oh, man. Well, hey, dude, when y'all come down to Abilene, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll have you over to the studio, have you on again, and do the full story. The full story of All Saints.
I love the full story. Sorry I'm a little slow today.
You know what? This is late the evening. We've been here a while, but I just have to ask before we go, where'd you get the name All Saints?
That's a great story. So our holdings company is called Cedar Cellars, and we knew I wanted to name my first line of cigars. I say we, me, and Frank Leo, who's my partner, equal partners. I wanted to call it Dedication. And then it moved to Dedicación in Spanish. What happened was, and I wanted every vitola or every shape to be named after mentors in my life. I wanted to tell a story because we're coming to market, and you have to have a compelling stories work, right? And if you like storytelling, it's very important. So we went to the point, I was talking about Berkey, David Berkebile, who gave me my first job at Georgetown Tobacco, Commandant. I went to Valley Forge Military Academy. More importantly, my partner went to the Air Force Academy. He actually served our country. Yada, 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 yada. And I'm sitting around with a buddy, and I said, this saint, he was a saint, that was a saint. And a friend of ours, Martin, who actually introduced us 20 years ago, goes, why don't you call it All Saints? We kind of laughed. I said, why have one saint when you can't have them all? So
there you go. I dig it,
That's where
man.
it came
That's
from,
cool,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
That's real cool. And
it was organic, quick, and we loved it.
And your buddy was in the Air Force Academy.
Yes.
And served.
Yes. Grew up in a very conservative, not conservative, but, whatever family, and was a badass and a hell of an athlete and very smart. And so it made him very, got into the Air Force Academy. Just a fucking bright-ass dude.
And when you go to the Air Force Academy or any of the academies, it's not an accident. It takes you to work your ass off to get there.
No, and he still works his ass off. That's why he's so successful. And, I'm one of the parts of what he's doing out there, and it's awesome.
Yeah. My best friend's daughter just graduated from the academy a year ago. And it's like,
The Academy, what?
Air Force Academy.
Oh.
And I just love that girl because because we're such good friends. I saw all of her efforts to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
So hats off to her too. All right, man. Well, hey, Mickey, thanks for coming on the show. And
thank you.
I can't wait till you come down to Abilene to where we can just do an All Saints episode.
That'd be great.
Yeah. You tell me when you're coming. We'll make it happen.
I love it.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You want to say anything else before you go?
No.
I find it hard to believe that you have nothing to say.
I can't believe I'm this quiet and unenergetic tonight. But I'm just ending a 14-day tour. A segment.
When are you going home?
Tomorrow.
Okay, good for you.
I got an 8:30
You got kids?
3 of them.
How old?
A junior and a sophomore in college and a junior in high school.
Very cool. I think you already told me that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I've had a lot to drink,
Yeah.
but I don't have to drive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, put the bong down, will you?
I'm a bong half full kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right, Mickey, thanks for coming on, and we will talk to you soon. We will be back in a few seconds, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we've got a caller. Let's see who it is. Hello, you're calling into Cigar Talk. Who is this?
Hey, Rob. This is Trent.
What's up, Trent?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm good.
So everybody that doesn't know, Trent is like a new daddy.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's that going?
My daughter, it's great.
Was she about 4 or 5
Magnolia,
months
my daughter.
now?
No, she turned 11 months old
11 months.
on
Wow.
Sunday.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. No, Saturday.
Saturday. Well,
So-
you know what? I thought my
Yeah.
kids were like 12 and now they're 21 and 23.
It happens.
Just let you know. No, you don't even know, bro. You're like, you know what? That girl's going to be all over you. She's going to love you. You're going to be like, she's going to be daddy's girl. And then when she hits 12, she's going to think you suck at life. Leave me alone. But just so you know, they do come back around later on when they get older because they figure it out real quick. They're like, damn, that dude's the one that got all the money in the family.
It's amazing how much knowledge parents lose within,
Well, you never get that back. Like, even though my daughter likes me, I use the word like, but it's not the same.
She still doesn't listen to you. And
Oh yeah,
you know anything?
yeah. I don't know shit. So, but anyway, you're gonna
still got a
get
couple years before she realizes,
yeah. Well,
a few things.
I don't know. I'm not your average dad either, so that comes into play.
I could see that.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Did you see the post on Instagram?
No,
Well, how
It
did you
hopped
know
on,
to call?
I heard you say it on the live. I had hopped
Oh,
on there,
gotcha. Well, I posted and said,
was
hey,
out cleaning the
call,
grill
and
up,
boom,
bringing
bam.
it back in.
All
and
right.
Heard you say something about calling, so
Good job, dude.
Called
Well,
in
okay,
and
do you know what you're winning?
ended up winning. No.
Oh, you're winning the Cigar Talk swag pack and a Big Daddy from Tabanero, which is a sun-grown, that's a 6x60. You know I'm not a big fan of 6x60s, but when you knock it out of the park, I'm happy to be a part of it. So I'm going to send you the cigar and the challenge coin and the poker chip and 2 stickers or 3 stickers and a patch.
Awesome.
So, and you know,
looking forward to it.
Awesome, dude. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, bro. You like you got in there. So good job. All right, man. Hey, let me ask you this one question. So everybody knows Trent is actually a rep for a brand. Tell everybody about what brand you work for, bro.
Yeah, so I'm the rep in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina for Luciano Cigars. Now, so we also distribute ATL Cigar Co. stuff, which was how I got on with them. I'd been working with ATL for a while before they partnered with Luciano for distribution. So.
Okay, cool. And you know Sean O'Connor?
Yeah.
He works for them too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's our guy in, I think, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana.
Yeah.
I think those are.
And you know what? I can tell
Oklahoma too.
I can tell everybody at home that between Sean and Trent, they got 2 damn good people repping for them. Solid guys. Of the cigar community, very solid. Like, go-to guys. So, anyway, hey, man, thanks for calling in. And you know what? I've been thinking about trying to get back out to Atlanta in the next 12 months. So if I do, I'll let you know, man. Like to go hang out.
Sounds good, yeah.
I was telling Larry yesterday about the burnt ends I had in Atlanta, dude. Those were amazing.
Oh, that place in Marietta?
Yeah, that was
Alpharetta.
Awesome.
Alpharetta, yeah.
You know, it's all the same to me. It's all Atlanta.
Yeah, you don't know the difference, but anybody out here does. So
okay. All I remember is that place, that cigar lounge that I was at. What was the name of that place?
Cutters.
Yeah, Cutters. That was a really nice lounge.
That's a nice shop.
I like that place. And then
they're a nice shop.
That place we had the barbecue and then the big chicken and then the burn lounge. That's my 4 takeaways from that place.
Yep, me and you went and hung out at Burn.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, all right, man. Well, hey, man, we got to get back to the show. Thanks for calling in. We're fixing to do the McAuliffe Minute. So, have a good night. Have a good weekend.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boom. That was cool.
That was cool.
Trent. Have you ever met Trent? You never met Trent. He's a good dude. So anyway, we're going to jump into our sponsors. We've got Case Elegance, and I'm telling you right now, if you want a good humidor and it's a value because of the quality, like they have humidors from anywhere from like 60 to $800. And I don't care what price point you're at, you're going to get the same quality across the board. That's the reason I love those guys.
I've got 2 of them.
Yeah, you've got 2, and I think they hold, what, 50 each, 30 each?
No, it's like 50, I think.
Okay. And so you have those, and then you see ours. And, I mean, the Cigar Talk one right here, it's the Blackout Military Footlocker edition, which is amazing. It is amazing. It is. I love that thing. And, right now it looks kind of sad because I need to fill it full of cigars. It's pretty sad, but I'm about to fill that little fucker up. So, and I don't know if you know this, but, they sell other stuff besides humidors.
Yeah, I've been on the website.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
That's a good one.
So, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim bought his wife's anniversary present from there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, jewelry box.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, look at you. Case Elegance to the rescue for your anniversary.
Good job.
And so I think he said he bought another one, or he was going to buy another one for his daughter. Huh. He has a daughter that's 22 and one that's 24.
Okay, so y'all had kids right at the same time.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. In fact, I'm not so sure that Tim's not the father of all 4 of our children.
He actually could be.
Right. I'm like, he took a year off, or did he?
Mm-hmm. He's very fertile.
Yeah, he's fertile. Anyway, let's jump into our other sponsor, which is Tabanero. So go by and look at the Tabanero website. You know what? And I apologize. I don't have a code to give you guys to get you a discount. But if you look in the show notes, I will have one in there when this show goes up because I'm going to call and get one for you guys. And so I don't know what it is now, but if you look in the show notes, I'll get you one. And if there's not one in there, you'll know I failed for you. Not fallen, failed. So anyway, all right, now we've got the McAuliffe Minute.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
So the last question you asked was actually really good. I was very disappointed that I didn't know because you may not know this. I am a huge Price is Right fan.
Are you really?
Oh, are you kidding me? I grew up on that shit.
I watched it, but I never knew what the price was of anything. So, I mean, I was a kid.
Well, then you didn't watch it enough because once you watch it every day for a whole summer, you get the idea what shit costs.
Yes, exactly. I wasn't a groupie. My gosh.
I like Bob Barker. If he would have let me come to his birthday party, I would have.
Okay.
Larry's like, not wearing that, you wouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
So were you a game show fan? Like, is there any game show that was your show?
Oh, I mean, I did Price is Right. I did Wheel of Fortune. I suck at Wheel of Fortune, actually.
I hate Wheel of Fortune.
Some people are amazing. I suck.
Yeah.
You know what I liked? I liked Pyramid.
Is that like where two people go back and forth and usually one of them's a celebrity and one of them's a regular person?
It can be, but you're giving them clues to try to get up and
yeah. That's a badass show. I love that show. I grew up on game shows. Yep. The game shows we have today suck.
Hey, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was a great one when it was on.
That was a good one, but it's been off the air forever.
Quite a while.
I don't understand why. Everybody loves a good game show.
I know everybody loved that show.
But like, what other game show? Because you're behind me later on in life. But what game show besides Pyramid did you watch? Did you watch Family Feud?
I did, but again, not religiously.
Did you watch Family Feud? No. Every now and then, Larry says. So here's the thing: I watched Family Feud. I was addicted to that show too.
Okay.
It's like that show was dumb. It's easy for everyone except for those that are like stupid.
Exactly, yes.
My favorite one ever, though, and I'll see if I can find it and play it on the next show. I want to give an example of Family Feud. Remind me of that.
Okay.
So anyway, enough chit chat. Let's jump into this week's McAuliffe Minute.
Okay, this one. If you'll just think for a second, I think you can probably get pretty close on these.
She told me that, and I was wrong on all of it but one. Yeah, that's 25%. That's a failing grade.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so here it is. There are only 4 vitamins and minerals that are required to be on a food label in the U.S. Can you name those 4 vitamins
I was about to say false. Is it a true or false? That's about my speed.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so any hints? I mean, how many minerals and vitamins are there? I mean, are we talking about the entire periodic chart?
It's 4 that people are very familiar with.
You don't know that?
I think if anyone's looked at a food label, they can probably guess 1 like you did.
Let me ask you this. How long has it been since you actually looked and read a food label?
I feel like I look at them all the time, but like memorizing them.
No. I mean, what is the last product that you picked up and looked at?
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know.
So it hasn't been any time recent?
I think
I think you're kidding. I think you're fooling yourself because you don't look at the... Every now and then, when it makes some crazy claim on the front, you're like, oh, what is this?
Here's why I'm having trouble. I eat the same thing like every day. Like, I'm a boring eater. I eat the same thing for the most part every single day. So it's the same thing. There's no reason to look at it.
Now, come on. You don't eat the same thing every day,
Pretty close.
but every day, or do you have like a rotation that doesn't change? So regardless of what day it is, you know what it's going to be.
I eat pretty much the same.
All right. Well, now we want to know, what do you eat for breakfast?
Okay, so I eat a banana.
For breakfast?
Yeah, for just breakfast. And then after that, later on, I'll eat some yogurt with some blueberries in it and some protein powder.
And how long in between those two?
A few hours.
So what time do you eat the banana?
Like 8. And then the
At 11, you're having yogurt and berries.
And then at like 1, I'll eat some chicken and like some potatoes or sweet potatoes or something.
Okay.
And then for dinner, I'll either have a sandwich with chicken on it that I've already pre-cooked, or I'll have chicken and potatoes again. It's pretty much every day. And I might swap out something here or there, but for the most part.
I heard chicken and chicken. Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Sometimes I cook up beef, but I'm on a chicken kick right now.
How long have you been on the non-beef kick?
It's been a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I ate a hamburger this weekend.
I mean, you're not anti-beef.
No,
I get it. I'm just
no.
saying, at home, what you're preparing is not beef.
I'll do ground beef or something, so I'm not eating it on a daily basis.
But what are you putting ground beef in?
I'll do like some protein pasta or something.
I always wondered why you weren't married.
And now we know.
It's like,
no.
I mean, that's as close to vegan as I could get.
Vegan?
I know it's not, but I'm just saying, chicken twice in a day,
So
nano.
Yeah, there's no need to look at food. First of all, one of those items had a food label, and it'd be the yogurt. So,
you know what? I don't look at those things. I mean, it's like, I would probably say the last time I looked at a label was on a drink.
So
You know
people,
what I mean?
when you're looking at a food label, what are the 4 vitamins and minerals that have to be on there?
Dun, 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 dun. Bump, bump. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Micky. And next week, we've got Lauren from McAuliffe.
Ooh.
And we were able to spend a little time with her at the the open house. And I didn't mention to you that, like, Dan asked, how come Hats ain't here?
Really?
Yeah, and I told him, I said, I invited her at the last minute.
I don't know. I'll come to the next one.
All right. So anyway, he loved meeting Larry too.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. I think Larry was like handing out free cigars or something.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. And make sure you send me an email on the answer for the McAuliffe Minute. And until next time,
Just keep smoking.
Until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.